the fact that y'all are bringing in like literally two heavyweights as far as villains go, that is just out of control to even do that. And the thing is, like I said, these episodes are all connecting by showing you the future, the present, and then the past.
Hey, what's up? It's Rashad. Antonio, we are the MCU collective. As you can see, X-Men 97 season 2 is upon us, man. All spoilers. Got to talk about a thing to talk about a thing. And if you haven't done so already, I see some of y'all have locked in the past few days. We appreciate y'all. Make sure that you join us on
Indeed.
YouTube, Facebook, Instagram if you're nasty. Oh, I'm sorry, Facebook if you're nasty. Instagram, TikTok, and Threads if you want to start a conversation. Tony has entered into the chat on Threads, so go
Hmm.
follow at Tony Franchise as well as at the Upon Further Review. Yeah, man. So so
Indeed.
so it's been 2 years, and it's been a sort
Damn, it
of
has been too.
yeah, it's been a sordid affair for the X-Men production because we do know that like I said earlier today on Threads, check us out. Even though you got fired, you still get the credit. So the
Yeah.
last bastion of Voldemort's um DNA, no pun intended, is still on this show. So
Ain't it,
he's
if I'm not mistaken, is it season three too, possibly, right? I think he's up there
maybe
for that
because
too, if I'm not
he was
may.
already starting
Yeah.
to do some
Yeah.
development for that because he already season 2 was already done. So yeah, so it's gonna be pretty interesting to
Yeah.
see like how that goes about because he's EP still gets EP rights credit, and he's also
Hmm.
co-writing episode 3 with a gentleman JB Ballard who did some writing on season 1 as well. So like it's gonna be interesting just to watch the transition from when he have full credit control because the first season he wrote on almost every episode, and it's very apparent. But when you go into
Yeah.
season 2, we can definitely
Yeah.
tell that there is a how can I say this? A concerted shift in blackness because season 1, this show was black as hell, unapologetically black, and
Hmm.
this season 2,
Hmm.
not as much. Like things have
Well,
been noticeably toned down as far as but I am going to give
yes.
it a little bit of time because my one word, start from the top. My one word for these
Okay.
first three
Okay.
episodes is building. And I think
Hmm.
just for my head's sake, it's like I gotta remember the first season we did this thing where
Hmm.
we were having like a very episode of the week approach that ended up, you know what I'm saying, converging into a,
Hmm.
more of a serialized storyline. And this year, since we're starting where we left off, it's already
Hmm.
we've got to build to, of course, the final showdown with Apocalypse. So I'm having to kind of recalibrate how I view the show because it's definitely different, but because it has to be different because the storytelling is going to be different this
Yeah.
season. What's your one word?
My one word for these first three episodes, conversion, because
Yeah.
this is all coming to a head. And we're all conversion to come to a head. And I am so interested into seeing exactly where we're going with this. As I always say in my stay, where do we go from here? Where are we going with this? And
Exactly.
I mean, this is coming to a head. And that last episode, oh boy, that last episode, they really cooked on some stuff. on the
Yeah,
last episode,
yeah,
episode three.
yeah,
And I'm just saying, I like the first
yeah.
episode. I like the little twist with the second episode, but this third episode, it was really coming with some heat on this right here.
I'm just saying, man. Let's just start right there, yo. Cause we got
Mhm.
two potential factions. Of course, you have the whole like in Sabah-Nur, we had that whole thing, but then
Uh-huh.
we also have
Hmm.
King Ramatut.
Yeah.
So we
And if
had the
y'all know who that
potentiality of
is,
having both Apocalypse and Kang in the same season.
Kang.
So we got
Jesus
time
Christ, yo,
travel
that
on
is
top of time travel.
that dude, that just saying that is just like sensory overload.
It's
Lord,
crazy.
sensory overload, yo, for real. Because shows like this, because back when we were kids, animated shows, like you said, was almost kind of like episode of the week type thing. And they would maybe have a couple of episodes that were in an arc or
Yeah,
whatever.
very
X-Men
true.
kind of was the first. X-Men was kind of the first cartoon. It came out back in 90, what, three? Was it 92, 93
Yeah, something
or
like that.
whatever? 92, 93 that kind of connected all of the episodes together and somehow, how X-Men 97 stuff previously on X-Men. It may have been 5 episodes ago this happened, but they always have a way to connect these episodes, you know what I'm saying, together. And the fact that y'all are bringing in like literally two heavyweights as far as villains go, not just in X-Men lore, but in Marvel, what I'm saying, Marvel lore, possibly in this same season, is Banana Lands. Somebody would say, man, for real. It is it is it is wild. Um that yeah, I mean that is just out of control to even do that. And the thing is, like I said, these episodes are all connecting by showing you the past, the present, what I'm saying, excuse me, the future, the present, and then the past. And now it's like what how this like that third episode ended is like, oh snap, has something changed? Has
Yeah,
something really changed?
yeah. It was real
And
interesting. Just
and
okay, I'm
this
sorry. Go ahead.
also, I'm sorry, and this also connects too with the final episode um of the OG X-Men series, not the finale, which connected to it was, I'd say, the penultimate episode where Bishop was traveling through time. And if you go back and you watch OG X-Men, like the second to last episode, Bishop traveling through time, this is when like Apocalypse was trying to collect all the most powerful telepaths in the world. And he was trying to do something crazy. At the end of the episode, and Bishop was like in the nexus of time where he was stuck in between. The guy that was his guide that helped him being Immortus. It was Immortus disguised as this helper, but you saw it was Immortus. And Immortus is another variant of Kang the Conqueror. Rashad, what would be freaking hilarious, and you know what I'm about to say, if they had an animated version of Jonathan Major's version of Kane in here somewhere. And I I don't think it's going to happen. I don't really think it's going to
Ain't no
happen.
way. Ain't no way.
But that I know. Listen. I know. Ain't no way. I mean, I ain't no way. I'll say this. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. However, there has been talks of him possibly coming back into the MCU fold. How true that is, we don't know. But Rashad, you know where I like to say, where there's smoke, there may be an ember burning. just an ember burning somewhere. But I don't think it's
That
going to happen. But
that nigga just did a Ben Shapiro movie. He's not gonna be nowhere near
well,
Marvel Studios. I'm sorry. Like like if we can go if we could all go back to 2023 and do things differently,
hmm
wouldn't we all? But like he's yeah, he's double and triple down in that joint now. Like he's on a path that I don't know if there's any reclamation for. But yeah, but having Kang and Apocalypse in the
Apocalypse.
same season, also more than likely having to contend with each other than the X-Men. I think that's the most
It's
intriguing part
crazy.
to me for real. So we get to see
Oh
how
yeah.
these
Oh
two
yeah.
individuals gotta deal with each other and also the X because Apocalypse was like, look, yo, these niggas are X-Men. They love each other so much. They're gonna go back and try to have each other's
Yeah.
back. It
Yeah.
don't matter when, where, time, space, continuum, F all of that.
Right. He's
They
like,
love
yo, these niggas are going to help each other. I gotta find a way to stop this somehow, some way.
he said, bro, I gotta go back to 97.
To then,
And
let's take it back like it's 79.
and
It's
me and
97.
me and Tony are some all heads. And when they said 97, man, like for some reason it clicked in my mind because 97 was such an amazing year for me.
Oh, I
It
could tell
is
you
top
90.
top top five best years of my life.
Yeah. 97 was definitely top five and also probably in a stretch one of the best 4 years. You know, since somewhere starting around the best 4 or 5 years of my life. So,
Yeah.
just for a little clarification, 97 in September of 1997, your boy was starting his senior year in high school. I graduated the following May in 98, high school class in 1998. So 97, 98 was just, but 97 overall was just an amazing year. I mean,
Oh
stuff happened that
good,
was
man.
sad. I mean, stuff happened that was sad, musically, hip hop wise. I mean, 96, 97, 98 goated period. Like
Yeah, yeah,
that time
man.
period of music right
Yeah,
there.
it was so
I
good.
mean, you was
So
getting bangers
good.
after bangers after bangers. Yeah, and but just saying going back to 97 is it's just wild. I got a question for Shard.
Okay.
Have they said how many seasons this show going to be? I'm asking,
Um,
have you do you
Potentially
know did
four,
have they
but I
is
don't think
it
it's anything
it's
concrete yet. I know I know I think we're
four.
strong
So they
getting
get
three, but they talked about four.
oh,
So I don't I don't
uh-huh.
know. I don't know.
Okay. I, but even with that, man, this has just been, even though this is just the second, we only seen 3 episodes from this season. This has just been some great X-Men storytelling. And I'm gonna repeat this, even though we only 3 episodes in. This is what I said 2 years ago about this. If we never get a live action X-Men, just saying, if we never do, and they say, hey, we just want to stick with doing this, I am fine with that, Rashad, because this is peak X-Men storytelling. You can possibly do more with this than you could in the live action. Granted, like I said, I'm not saying I don't want to see it. I would like to see Kevin Feige's MCU version of the X-Men, but if we never get the mutant saga X-Men, which I know we are, and we just keep getting this right here, I'm perfectly okay with it because they have not missed yet. And I think that was me and Rashad's biggest fear when they said they was coming out with X-Men 97 and we was like X-Men 97, what is this? And they're saying they're picking up where the OG series left off. All me and Rashad kept saying is y'all better not mess this up. Y'all better not mess this up because
Absolutely.
because I'm speaking for myself and not Rashad in this. X-Men, the OG series, is possibly in my top five animated shows of all time. Possibly top five animated shows of all time. No less than 10, but
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
maybe in
yeah,
my
yeah,
top
yeah,
five.
yeah, definitely top 10. It's just
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where something that okay, I just want you to think about it like this. Next year, I'm sorry, this show was over 30 years old. So
Yeah.
think about something that has lasted that long and being
Mm-hmm.
able to come back out on Disney Plus and then people go back to it and look at it like that because it's just
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really it's just a testament to the people who originally created the show and like the things they had to go through to get the show done and how they had to
Yeah.
really
There was
like
a lot behind it.
persevere and how they were upset about things and how like they really had to fight for the show with Fox
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times Fox was like, we're not gonna give you the money for this. That's why the last season was shortened and truncated into what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So they had the opportunity to come back and really finish a story that they didn't really want to end in the first place. So like
Mm-hmm.
and even because like was when it was first pitched, it was like, yo, X-Men 97. How about just like a whole new thing? You know what I'm
X-Men.
saying? And so
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, but then we saw season one and it just like it really it really blew us out the water, yo. So
Yeah.
I just was like, man. And then even this season right here, it's still keeping that pace and that tempo of like, yeah, we kind of had to hit the reset, but we're definitely starting to build and like you said, converge into and hopefully an amazing conflict
Mm-hmm.
with Kangs plural um
Mm-hmm.
and Apocalypse and the X-Men. So I just say
Apocalypse.
it's gonna be dope.
And on and, and the multiple X factions. So let's go ahead
Bro,
and
let's go
just
back. Let's go back.
so
Let's go to that
episode
right there.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the episode one. Episode one. Days of Past Future. Not Days of Future Past, but Days of Past Future. So we left off with Forge and Bishop. They're building their machine. And they're like, because Forge, his mutant power is he understands technology. And if he has the pieces and stuff, he can build it. He's like Bob the Builder on crack. He's like he's like Bob the Builder on crack. You know what I'm saying? And he's just like he's building this time machine with Bishop. And they finish it. And what does that go Forge is like, yo, we ain't even test this thing, but we'll see what happens. So they both look at the two parties that they have to go get because the X-Men, as we know, when Asteroid M blew up in the finale, they were teleported to two separate timelines. They two separate points in time. You have Magneto, Professor X, Beast, Nightcrawler, and Rogue. They was blasted into 3000 BC, Egypt 3000 BC. And then you have Team B, which is Storm, Wolverine, um, Cyclops, Jean Grey. They were blasted into the future, like 31 something hundred, 32,000 AD. And so Forge and Bishop both decide, hey, we're gonna cover ground. Bishop makes a little joke and was like, I'll go to the past because I know you're trying to go to the future for obvious reasons. And we know that from season one, Forge started, no pun intended, forging a relationship with Storm, helping her get her powers back and everything. So what we get is they both go through their portals and they both decide, hey, before they get through the portal, we're going to meet back at the X mansion and we should be cool. So we go to the future. Forge is roaming around and it looks post-apocalyptic. Just he's out there by himself. And mind you, Forge doesn't have like any energy projection powers. He don't have any like superhuman. He's just can build things. And next thing you know, he's ambushed by these robots. And they come out of nowhere. And they're like, you are under like, what are you doing? You are under arrest. And you know what I'm saying, for trespassing due to our Lord and Savior Apocalypse. They're like, and so what Forge does, Forge whips out his two blickies that he made, and he's out there shooting for his life, trying to get away. He's hiding. And then finally, what happens? Wolverine comes along. Excuse me, Wolverine comes along to help him. Mind you, we know what happened last season. Magneto ripped the adamantium off of Wolverine's skeleton. So his claws come out, but they're bone, but he's still able to stop these robots. Forge helps him out. Also, on top of that, I forgot Morph is there too with him. And when they got there, they also ran into young Cable because he's just Nathan. You know what I'm saying? Nathan Summers there, little Nathan. Because remember, we know that Bishop took little Nathan, when he was a baby to the future to help with the techno virus that he inherited through Mr. Sinister. So, you know, Forge meets up with them and says, "Hey, I'm here to get you guys back. We got to get out of here before we mess with the time stream anymore." He says, because this can, like, you don't want any variants or anything like that happening. Well, Gene and Scott are kind of like, yo, we trying to spend a little time with our son or whatever. Mind you, they have not told this kid that he is their child. So they're trying to, like, they want to spend time with him. And the lady that's the Mother Talise, I believe, that's the shaman lady that is a part of their that's been taking care of Scott, of taking care of little Nathan. She's telling him like, hey, yo, you have a greater purpose. You got a greater purpose, and that, your parents need to leave you the hell alone, basically.
Oh, he's my mother,
And
Ascani.
yes, Mother Ascani. I said Mother Town, Mother Talise, whatever. Yeah, Mother Ascani. She's trying to, like, she's trying to say, hey, Scott, I understand who y'all, I know who y'all are, and I know y'all want to, you know, get him, get him out of here, you know what I'm saying, spend time, but no, this is his destiny. This is his destiny or whatever. And so Forge gets things together and he says, all right, it's time to get ready to go. And then they can't find Nate. And then they're like, oh, by the way, we can't find Scott and Jean either. And so they finally, and so they realize, they're like, man, they wouldn't do it. They not that crazy. Sure enough, they take their kid and they're trying to, like, hide, and they're trying to take the kid and they're talking to him, but they still haven't explained to him that he's their child. They're trying, Gene and Scott are having a telepathic conversation. And then what happens? They just like, yo, I can hear y'all. Like, y'all you're my mom, you're my dad. Like, what's going on here? Even though we all know Gene isn't really his mother, but it's like, yo, what's going on here in this situation? And then they get ambushed. And they get ambushed, they get captured, and they're put, like, on like Rashad, like, what, a super duper bullet train to head towards Apocalypse little fortress. Meantime, Apocalypse is trying, his little servants is telling him, like, hey, Apocalypse in his slumber. And Apocalypse like, hey, why are you waking me from my slumber? I'm trying to rejuvenate. And the dude's like, hey, my lord, we found the body for you. It's this kid. He's a extremely powerful telepath. He really don't know yet how powerful he is. We gonna get this body for you. So he unleashes his version of the Four Horsemen in this time period, and that's when they capture
Sony.
Scott and Jean. In the meantime, yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. All right, I got you. Oh, my bad, Sony. So yeah. So quick
Oh,
question, quick question. Who else have we just seen
uh-huh.
recently that has this whole we need a kid or we need somebody to take on their body for their form? I thought we just saw this recently or something. What was it we were just watching pretty recently where they needed
We
a
did. We were just um. I don't know what Child's Play. I don't know, Chucky.
no.
Let me
This
stop.
nigga said child's play. That's funny. No, because I remember
And
like,
Bandu Wadala.
oh, I know what it was.
What was it? Was
Stranger
that
Things.
yes, Stranger Things, the final
Stranger
with
Things.
Vecna.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Vecna and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So we see this, and basically this episode is basically Ford, has an old ship, and they're like, "Hey, we gotta catch this. You gotta catch this train before it gets to Apocalypse Citadel. If not, hey,
This
they
ain't happening.
lost. You know what I'm saying, or whatever." But he's like, "Yo, we don't got the power." What's her name again? Mother what?
Uh, Ascani,
Yeah, Mother Ascani.
the old
She
white lady
says,
with the
"Don't
very
worry."
African name.
Very lovely. Yeah. She says, "Don't worry, I got you." And she leaves. Storm goes out there and be like, "Hey, girl, like, what are you not telling us? Like, what's going on? What are you not telling us?" And Mother Scotty basically says, "Okay, look here. I, s- I'm the one that snatched y'all off Asteroid M and sent y'all to different timelines. It was me. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me." She was on her Taylor Swift.
Oh
Like that
God.
it was her. It's her. I know. I'm so ashamed I even did that. But she's like, "Yeah, it was me." And they were like, "What?" And she was like, "Listen, I had to do that because to stop Apocalypse, we need to we need to blitz this mofo from two different daggone timelines." You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we need to blitz him from two different timelines. And she was like, "Well, how are we gonna power this?" "You're gonna power this ship." And she was like, "Me?" It's just like, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, you're gonna summon the solar flares of the sun." Storm said, "Whoa, sweetheart. I control weather on Earth. I don't do cosmic stuff." And she's like, "Yes, you do. In my timeline, you've done it before." And she was like, "Say word?" She was like, "Yeah." Like, girl, you are more powerful than what you know. Because as we know, that Storm is an Omega level mutant.
Omega.
Whatever. So it's like Omega level mutant, which means powers are infinite, ever improving. God be willing. You know what I'm saying? So they power up. Storm like is up in the daggone up in the atmosphere, and she gives her typical Storm speech. "Son, life bringer, we need you for Apocalypse to power, and may the goddess of all." Storm be giving these monologues. I'd be like, I love Storm, but I'd be like, "All right, girl, all right, let's draw that shit in."
Oh
And so
God.
am I live or shocked?
Nah,
It was like
it's hella dramatic every time, yo.
dramatic. So she draws these solar flare powers and blasts it into the ship. Power cells up. They speed towards the train. Scott and Jean and Nate, they tied up. And Jean is trying to talk Nate like, "Hey, you very powerful, kid. You need to put that techno virus in your body and draw it to the collar because they had suppression collars on it." He's like, "Oh, it hurts. I can't do it." And then Scott says, "Hey, look here. Hey, we your parents. She's possibly the most powerful telepath in the world, and I got them, and I got these powerful eye beams. You could do it." He does it, set them free. They begin to wreck shop. The Four Horsemen come surround them, and then the X-Men crew come, save the day. Storm freezes them and boom. And like they're like, hey, yeah, you said we got to get out this train before we run into the Citadel. She says, nope. She says, nope. She said, we I know what I'm doing. Man, she rams that train into and they like basically break the barrier and get inside the Citadel. And Apocalypse Servant comes along and is like, hey, my lord, we gotta go. Like they done broke the barrier, this and that, and I couldn't get the kid. And Apocalypse is like, these goddamn X-Men. That's what he was like, these goddamn X-Men. He knew who it was without the man. He's like, these goddamn X-Men, yo. He was like, like you said, Rashad, they love each other. They will go to the ends of earth and evidently time to save each other. He says, so I know where I need to go to stop them. We going to the 90s, baby. Pull out your Nauticas. Pull out your Nauticas. Get out the dago, dookie chains, get it all out, baby. We go get the starter jackets. We going to the 90s.
Get
That's
your
gonna be
hill
my point to
figure.
stop them. Get your heel figure, so get your polo sport. We going to
Yeah,
the 90s, baby.
silver
What a time
tab
in their life.
Levi jeans, new
You know what I'm
570,
saying?
like matching color 574, New
Constant New
Balances,
Balances,
Air Force One mid jewel tone
one mid,
jewels. Like it's yes,
mid,
I'm sorry, we will be
you
here
know,
forever. But no,
you know.
seriously though, like the fact that he's
hmm
like, yo, I gotta go back where ain't no X-Men. Because
Yeah.
we
hmm
see in like in the early episode, it's essentially yo man, like the government always
That's
trying to have some sort of duplicate group of the same thing, but it's
goofy.
ran by the they
So
go
that's
ahead.
the next episode. But before we wrap, go get there, you know, Nate, the rest of the mutants that were being held by Apocalypse come out and they look at Nate and they like kind of worship him. And his father's like, hey, son, you don't want to become a leader. It just happens for you. And he was like, what you gonna do? And it's like, yeah. And so then they go inside that citadel, and what happens? Nate, he taps into that spaceship power that, what I'm saying, that Apocalypse always used. Spaceship knew who he was. Nate Summers, baby, we've been waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, do what you gotta do. Nate put his little jacked up mechanical arm in. It came out and he had the cable looking mechanical arm, and he had the little chip, and he had the computer for the ship. And that computer was like, great, you did that, X-Men. Thanks for doing what y'all do. It's time for y'all to leave.
Peace.
Peace out. And of course, Jean and them didn't want to do it. They were like, she was like, no. Nah. Then Nate looked at him and was like, my dad, this is my destiny. Opened up a portal, pushed them through, and they was like, they love you. End of the episode. Solid first episode. Rashad, I'm gonna leave the second episode, which is probably one of the most fun episodes.
Yeah, because and to be honest, this is one of those episodes where like you don't even expect the two people to actually be moving is crazy. And it's Jubilee and Sunspot. Um, I think this probably is the
Mm-hmm.
most Jubilee centric episode of her actually being useful that we have ever gotten because it's them two, they trying to lay low.
You know what I think this episode? You know what this episode did?
What's that?
You know what this episode did, Rashad? This episode, basically, for all intents and purposes, basically was like, for people of our ilk who've known Jubilee and everything, because I think she kind of was created for that show.
She
Saying the
was.
original,
She
the
was.
original show and everything. And this, to me, what this episode did for Jubilee was stop playing in Jubilee face. Stop playing in her face. I'm about that. Cause we used to fry Jubilee as a kid. Like her sparkly fireworks and but Jubilee always getting captured and this and that. Oh, Jubilee showed you that, yeah, yeah, this is a brand new Jubilee. She kind of showed you that last season with the video game thing, but she was still stuck inside a video game.
Yeah, it
She's
wasn't
out in the
real.
world doing
Yeah.
this is real, and she basically showed us that, what I'm saying, that she was real. So yeah, I'm sorry, man. Go
No,
ahead.
no, no, you're right because it's definitely like was a redemption song for all the Jubilee truthers out there.
Mm-hmm.
In episode two to me is really cool because we see X Force. and they essentially sold out to the government.
No, that's
My,
X Factor.
my bad,
X
my bad.
Factor.
X Factor. So we got X. My bad. I'm sorry. X Factor. You know, this similar
Sellouts,
names.
man.
So X Factor sold out, and it's a little
Sellout.
small group, and then you have um Sunspot, and you have Jubilee.
Jubilee.
They end up running into Cable, and Cable was like, "Nah, I came here looking for y'all." And the funny thing is, Cable, like Jubilee still has this notion that like we don't have to we don't like she's trying to Captain America everybody like, oh, we're not gonna be killing nobody, we're gonna try to bring people to justice. This nigga said justice. No,
We are the
we are the
justice.
justice. I was like, oh snap, he hit him with the Judge Dredd. I am the law. You know what I'm
Yeah, I am the law.
saying? I'm the law. I'm the
I'm the
law.
law. I'm the
I'm the law.
law.
Another 90s movie. So so
Uh-huh.
so so the whole time it's just like this really good like give and take between Jubilee and Cable because Cable
Very
ends up they
juxtaposition.
ends up running into one of the horsemen and they
War.
surround
It was
him
war.
and she was like, "Oh man, we not gonna kill him." He was like, "Psych."
And so, and so, don't forget, Rashad was weird. So Cable started this group with Psylocke
Oh yeah,
and Archangel,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and and I also love the little intro they did too, Rashad, with the X Men, but they took the X Force, turned into like how the X-Men did with X Force and everything, and you just see it, Rashad, where like they're like he gives the gun to Archangel. All right, finish him off. And Jupiter's like, you just playing, right? He like, no, he's too dangerous to keep. This is war, nigga. This is war. He causes all the stuff that you see. He causes problems, and he needs to go. And they're like, no, we don't kill nobody. And the Archangel's like, no, wait a minute, young lady, you don't understand. When you under apocalypse control, you are you can. And then she was like, but you was under his control and you broke free. Said Rogue did it. You see Rogue around here? He did it with the. You see Rogue anywhere around here? And he was like, yeah, he got to go. He too. And so they walking away, and she like, I can't believe you talking about killing him. And she acting like she could talk him out of it. Bow. My man is dead. Yeah, bow. She turned around and was like, you
Oh
don't see where
shit,
he
you
go?
really did it.
And left him on the beach for the high tide to come and drag his ass back out, yo. Which is wild as because they were doing some wild stuff too. Because also remember they were trying to get information like, hey, what you doing here? What you got? And he like, I ain't telling y'all spit. And Psylocke, Cable looked at Psylocke and was like, yeah. And Psylocke is like, all right. And she goes to read. Here go Jubilee. Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Professor X usually asks permission. Like, we just don't, with the powers. He looked at her and said, girl, this man ain't telling us what we need to hear.
You said, look,
I
man, we,
also,
we are running out of time.
you know what I also find funny? The fact that Cable is a very powerful telepath and telekinesis, but he don't never really use his powers, yo, for real. He
He
he always
doesn't.
he just shooting shit, yo, for real. He don't be
Cause,
using.
cause, cause he tired of thinking. He
Yeah,
ain't trying to read
yeah.
nobody's mind. He has
Uh-huh.
one goal, and
Yeah.
that's the goal to
Kill,
fix the
kill.
timeline. And that's
It's
it.
And so she reads the mind and was like, oh yeah, this and that. She said, but it's some barriers in there. And like I see diamonds and stuff. And then she was like, Jubilee was like, look here, you want me to help you. You came for me, this and that. And she was like, I can help you out. You wanna know where to go from here? I can only think of one telepath person who deals with diamonds, and I saw it happen. You need to go see Emma Frost. And I was like, well, we going to see goddamn Emma Frost.
Yo, and I love Emma Frost as a
Oh
character
yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
Emma Frost, one, they just made her like overly sexy. And then two,
But they
Emma
always do
Frost,
that though,
I
yo.
know, Emma Frost
Mm-hmm.
does not care. Like I wish we saw the whole Hellfire Club, but maybe later on in the
yeah,
season.
yeah.
So Emma Frost does a very Emma Frost thing and just double crosses him because
She
she's
said,
like, "Oh
they said,
yeah,
how did you do?
I can tell you where to go where Apocalypse stuff is at, sure." And then get there like, "Hold on, man, ain't shit here." Julie turns around and said, "Hey, what happened?" And she's like, "These niggas was paying."
Amnesty. She said, and then she said, they offer me amnesty. They gonna leave me the hell alone, yo, for real. And X Factor pops up out of nowhere, and they're like, and kind of find out Apocalypse been gone. The tech they had because it was tech to turn somebody, I guess, into
Yeah, it's
a
basically
horseman.
like yeah, like technically like yeah,
Uh,
like a little
right.
horseman transformation
And
machines.
and then even like Archangel was like, yo, this is more advanced than what got me or whatever. And here's my spoiler that I think is going to happen, Rashad.
Go ahead.
When Psylocke looked into War's head, they brought a coffin to Apocalypse. And Warren said this is a completely different type of transformation thing. I think it's safe to say that we know that's going to be Gambit turned into the next Apocalypse Horseman
Absolutely.
of Death. And maybe
Yeah.
because Gambit is dead, he has to use
Yeah,
some better
you gotta revive
technology,
him. Yeah,
revive him and
yeah.
stuff like that. So
Oh,
yeah,
Shug.
so so then Cable, he proves to be a true vigilante mercenary. He's on his Punisher tip or whatever. Because he's like, let's go. Him, Sunspot, Psylocke, and Archangel make it out. Jubilation Lee gets caught. And that's when you like, here we go again. You see this and you like, here we go again. Goddamn Jubilee getting caught again. Somebody got to save her. And Sunspot, he he has fallen victim to what, Rashad?
The vagina.
And he thank you. And he's like, we gotta go get her. We gotta get her. And Cable's like, shut your goofy, horny ass up. That girl
Hey,
has a
Cable said
personality.
the underground don't stop for hoes. I get around.
For real, he did say that. He let me get the crowd to stop. I get around. Get up, round and round, round and round. So like she can. He was like, she can take care of herself. How do you know? He like, nigga, I trained y'all. I know she can take care of herself. And so Jubilee's caught, right? And Polaris is one of the mutants that's there. Polaris used to be an X-Men, but there's a scene in the OG series where she left the X-Men and she actually joined X Factor or whatever back in the day. And so she's been with X Factor, and now the X Factor is up under the government. And Jubilee is like, you're a real damn sellout, yo. You used to be about something or whatever. And she's like, look here. I went on the winning side. It's the government. I got benefits, this and that. Hey, look, we rounded up
401k,
mutants. 401k.
retirement
I ain't
plan.
gotta worry about. I can go into any. I can go to any commissary, exchange I want,
Hey
exchange I want,
man, yeah,
whatever.
yo,
And she's just
I'm
like
getting Jordans for $120, bro. Like
$100
it's
while
a
y'all
great
bastards paying
time, man.
230. It's a
Yeah,
great
yo.
time. And she just like, yo, but y'all, he says, we doing the same thing. And she was like, yeah, she said, yeah, we doing the same thing. She said, yeah, but you following Cable. He does things a little differently than what I like, but hey, what I'm saying? She was like, Professor X was here. He would not approve of what you're doing, Polo. He said, do you think he approve? Yeah, not really, but we're really trying to help the mutants. Y'all are locking the mutants up, which is true thing. They just locking up because they snatched up some
Bro,
kids too in the beginning of the episode.
indiscriminately.
Some mutant kids
Yeah.
that was just trying to get to the X-Men. It was like, oh my god, I guess it's true they not here, and they locked them up.
So hold up. Wait, where y'all think y'all little niggas going?
Yeah. Also, Jubilee shows she's an ass because when they were trying to interrogate her, she was just like, I don't know nothing. I don't see nothing. Blue. She called Havoc. She was like, "You second-rate Cyclops." I said.
I said, dang, that's
I
funny.
said, oh. I said, no, you didn't call this man a second-rate version of his brother. That is
Which
hilarious.
which is funny because it's like not only do I think you lame, I think you lamer than the person that I think
Yeah,
is
you
lame
lamer
already.
than you lamer than the per that's
Woo.
wild as hell.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, man.
so long story short, Polaris gets a heart. She unlocks Jubilee collar, and then we finally see Jubilee unleashed. As you said, Rashad, the Jubilee truthers
Yeah, man. Like she
were like,
definitely
"See,
redeemed
told you she's
herself. Like
great."
she did an amazing job actually using her powers, just unlike
Mm-hmm.
Sparkles. Like Thor Ragnarok when he was on, when he was depowered in the
Uh-huh.
chair with the Grandmaster. Ooh.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
He
so
was
she did her
Sparkles.
big thing. She contacted she contacted Cable and then was like, "Hey, get on the back of the helipad. Uh, I got some cargo." Cable like, "Cargo? What the hell are you talking about? Some cargo?" He's like, "Girl, how your goofy ass ready?" She's like, "Yo, we got some cargo coming."
And it
And
was
she
it, it
basically
was it
takes
was
him out.
yeah, and it was real cool how when you get on the ship and all that, and she evades Havoc and what you call it on
Uh-huh.
top, and then when they get on the ship, she's like, "What's the point of doing all this if we can't help?" And I think that's kind of
Yeah.
like the balance that what you call it needs because Cable don't care. Cable's like,
And then Archangel told her, he's like, "Yeah, she was right."
"No, you mean
Before
yeah,
before
yeah,
you,
yeah."
I love the way how she straight punk Havoc too. She when they back, they said, "We got you. We had the collar. You got nowhere to go." She was like, "I guess you're right." Your goofy ass, and she knocked it out his hand, and it was like dove off. Sprint. It was just like my man coming to get me at any moment. He scooped
Yeah,
her
like
up.
like that last scene, like she really pulled like a my God, like who would do that all the time? Oh, it reminded me of when they threw Sitwell off the roof and Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
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 what
yeah.
you
It's
call it?
like yo,
Falcon came and swooped him up.
yeah. And
Uh,
so, and it was, and then what happened? Like, Cable was like, "Hey, man," he was like, "This ain't no place for no kids and stuff." And she was like, "Man, we helping mutants and we help mutant kids." She said, "Shut your ass up, let's go."
yeah,
And that,
man.
and then Cable was like, "Yeah, kids are stronger than you can, say." He was like, "Yo," he thought about it like, "Yo, kids are stronger than you think." And he had a flashback of him when he got his powers and everything like that. So now we get to episode 3, which to me was just a straight pure banger. Title of that episode: Rise of Apocalypse Part 1.
Bro, we kind of already talked a little bit about this, but
Is it safe
like
to is it safe to say, Rashad, that Magneto, this is your damn fault?
I think it's safe to say that um, Magneto tried to go back to the same playbook that he always
Mm-hmm.
uses, but he
Homo superior.
underestimated where he was and who he's actually dealing with. Because think about it, like he doesn't want to try to force nobody to do nothing. He wants people to come
Willingly.
into the fold, come into the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Be a part of what I'm doing because I'm just an amazing leader and I'm gonna lead you to the right path, even though he's normally chaotic evil. In this case, he's trying to be chaotic neutral as possible. But them saying like, look, man, right now we have our putting our trust in our greatest enemy and also the person who we're trying to kill in the first place
Yeah.
in Apocalypse, having them be the people that we're depending on is absolutely wild, Charles. Why are you allowing this? And because Charles and Eric always have this relationship,
Yeah. It's like
he trusts him a little too much,
to a
and
fault.
every time because that's That's his brother, basically. So
And he wants to see the good in Eric. He wants Eric to, saying,
yeah, he just
show
wants
the
that. He
good.
wants that nigga to get a W so bad for the good side. It's like he's not even recognizing that. Hey, I need to be more hands on with this. Because even when he was talking to En Sabah-Nur early on, he was just there in projection. He wasn't even there. So I'm like, dog, you're
Hmm.
not even making your presence felt. You're just trying to hover over and lord over the
Hmm.
situation, but not be hands on with it. So
Hmm.
that's just normal things where like we see it's this ain't Magneto's fault. This is Charles' fault as always, because Charles could can
That's a good point.
actually stop playing being a little hoe about stuff and him
He could have been
actually
like, you know
be
what he could have did?
yeah. Go
You know what
ahead.
he could have did? He could have said, Eric, what do you do? You know what, Eric? Go to sleep. Go to sleep, my nigga.
Because
Go to sleep, my nigga.
it's funny, man. Because like Charles always wants to come across as the more affable,
Greater than thou.
kind,
Uh,
diplomatic. Even Eric says,
uh-huh.
"Look, I thought y'all wanted to talk it out. That's what I'm trying to do." And like and then basically like like it was how you go by a certain credo and then
Hmm.
somebody wants to throw it in your face, you kind of get off of that to justify what
Yeah.
they're doing. So of
Hmm.
course Eric is just manipulating Charles.
Oh
And the
yeah.
fact that he says on, look, we're gonna be able to use whatever power he has so we can get the hell out of here and just not be upfront with En Sabah-Nur from the jump. Say, look, yo, we both have
Yeah.
we have dueling reasons for what we're doing. But I need for our again, like
Uh-huh.
you said earlier, for our ideas to converge because we still trying to go down the same path. You trying to get free,
Hmm.
nigga, we trying to get free too. But we trying to get
Yeah.
out of here. And
Right.
and and the funny thing is, like, real quick, Eric is trying to suppress inside Manora's emotions and feelings of rage, which is just it's not lost on me
It's
that out of
inevitable.
all
Yeah.
people, Magneto is trying to help somebody with their emotions.
Yeah. It's and on top of that, someone who was like Magneto, except En Sabah-Nur was a black Egyptian slave who was the very first mutant.
Tony.
Eric
I didn't even
was
hold on real quick.
uh
Anything about
uh
this. So we got original. I mean, if you want to be honest, Hebrew slave,
mhm,
um, Jewish concentration camp survivor in the
mhm.
future.
Yes.
So it's just real.
Convergence, my nigga.
Yeah, it's
Convergence.
just it's
Yeah.
very interesting that he want to be the person that helped that helped the basically like the original Hebrews
Yeah.
in this world help him with how he's feeling towards his captors. That's like
That's wild.
very.
So throughout this, En Sabah-Nur was like, yo, I was a slave. I was abandoned by my parents and stuff. Like I'm here, said, and this tribe they took me in, but they still kind of treated me different because I look how the hell I look. And then we see who the Pharaoh is, and we go to, like I said, it was Ramatut. We was like, I said Ramatut. I said,
Oh.
oh Kang, is that you, Kang Conqueror? And yes, it was. It
Cause
was him.
when Charles went into his mind and he
Uh
saw
huh.
all the stuff going on and he was
Uh-huh.
lost in there. And then as always, Charles Charles thinking that he was like I think again, Charles be so cocky. He was so sure. It's all right. I'm still playing games. Oh no.
Yeah.
There's way too much going on in that mind. I'm like,
And
yeah,
then and
because
he does and he does the stereotypical Charles. Yeah, the Charles Charles Xavier scream. Yeah, whatever.
oh my
I said,
God.
damn Charles. I said, damn Charles and damn lost yo for real or whatever So yeah, I mean, so they was trying to figure out what's going on, and they're trying to figure out what the plan was for Ramen Tut. But this is what happens when you leave your toys around and people find stuff and you have someone who is I'm not going to say En Sabah-Nur is unhinged, but he's already teetering
Yeah,
on his emotions.
he's borderline.
They find all this technology. Yeah, and they find all this technology, and they know this is what they've been fighting. It's almost like a war against the machines type thing. And En Sabah-Nur got his boy, like got it's always that one friend that's poking the bear, just sitting there trying to, say push you over the edge or whatever. You know who that friend was? He was Bishop from Dago Juice or whatever. He was, come on, Raheem, we gotta get juice, baby, Raheem, or whatever like that. And so
Damn.
he finds the equipment they were trying to use to get home. He's like, they used the same equipment. What you gonna do? And Salvador was like, yo, Eric, yeah, what the hell, man? And he felt betrayed. A battle take place. Bishop has been there the whole time because he's just surveying the scene. He's helping out. And meanwhile, over at the little palace, Robin Tuck was like, oh, there you go, in Salvador. Know what I need to do. Boop. Pushes a button. Some blast comes out of nowhere. It comes out the little citadel thing or whatever they have. And he blows into the mountain that they're in. And the episode ends. To be continued. And it's like, oh snap.
So
We're
many things can happen next. It's again, we building, we definitely converging. It's
yes.
those are two very good words that kind of were our
Yes.
through lines for this entire chat today on this pod. Yo, like I'm very happy to be back in X-Men 97 world. I do
Yes.
I wish it was a little bit blacker? Absolutely. But other than that, like I can't wait to see how this story
Yeah.
unfolds. I really can't.
Yeah.
It's yeah, I'm real excited about a lot of possibilities and how this can eventually go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just happy to be back here. I think I've said this before, Rashad. Like X-Men are my favorite superhero group because it's just so many different type of people, so many different characters. You know, also the diversity of it all. The diversity of it all, and I just find it funny that I'm pretty sure there are some people who are against diversity, who are big fans of the X-Men, which is crazy work to me.
The
But
irony.
we're not a political podcast. But we are not a political podcast, but we do just point certain things out as well.
Yeah.
That's all I have for this. What about you, Rashad?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. So yeah, great 3 episode start, man. We'll be back here next Wednesday, Lord willing, to talk about this. Oh yeah, make sure you check us out on the channel, man. Back
Before
on
that, we back on Monday.
oh yeah. What's the Bros?
Sir, how dare you?
What's the Bros
How
on
dare you?
Monday?
Our baby.
My bad. Yeah, check
We
out if you're on the
yeah,
YouTube side, make sure you subscribe to the What's the Bros as well. So you can to the playlist. So you can whenever you get dropping new episodes, you'll see that. Of course, the Upon Further Review, the
mm-hmm.
umbrella for all of our things on the YouTube music side. Subscribe to all of that. I yeah. This is starting to get packed. Starting
Next
to get fat,
movie
guys.
coming up.
Next movie coming up
Next movie coming up.
is The Odyssey.
The Odyssey.
2 weeks.
Coming. They dropped
2 weeks.
another trailer.
I
I
didn't
didn't even
watch it. I'm
watch
not
it. I
watching
said
no
no
more.
more.
I ain't
I
looking at
said
nothing.
no
They're
more
supposed to have
trailers. No.
like a
Countdown or
first
something
few
like that.
minutes of Dune 3 being aired in IMAX. This thing like the third. I saw that today. So yeah, so stuff is coming up. Real quickly, just quick aside. Watching a real funny slash kind of spooky show on Apple TV Plus called Widow's Bay. It's
Okay.
it's really funny. And it's actually a pretty decent story too. Just like it's funny and scary. Like it's just but this shit is so funny. So I keep on watching it. I'm almost done. But yeah, bro. Other than that, man, we will see y'all on the next one.